Hey everybody, it's Roman Rich here. Guess where I'm at today? Nice section of old Sidewalk highway. Would you like to take a guess on where that is? It's not Oklahoma. This is actually Illinois. And it's not on Route 66 either, although it is worth a side trip from Route 66 to come visit. This is Illinois Route 127, and this is a historic section of Illinois Route 127. It runs north to south. Actually, right now I'm just a little bit south of Greenville. I'm slightly north from where I would consider this highway to start. And this section of road actually runs all the way up to Litchfield, Illinois. So it's a neat little side trip if you have time, and it has plenty to offer. This here is an 8-foot wide section of Portland cement, what we call Sidewalk highway. And in addition to this, there's some other characteristics of this highway. It has a cobblestone paved surface about 4 or 5 miles north. It also has several bridges and old concrete culverts. It's just a really neat road. It's worth taking a drive on. It's got some high banks through some really twisty, turny wooded areas. Just worth going to see if you've got time. So, field. This bridge happens to be situated just south of the downtown business district of Greenville, Illinois, and as you might be able to notice, it kind of sits on a bank. This bridge is actually banked. So that leads me to believe that it was intended for high-speed traffic, and this is one of the wider, larger bridges we'll find here on this segment of Old Illinois 127. Just ahead of here, the pavement stops, and there's just some commercial buildings, restaurant and motel just north of this bridge. Okay, so we are going to be heading into a downtown portion of Greenville, Illinois. Lots of cool old buildings and stuff that you can take a look at. They have their own little movie theater. They've got their own courthouse square. Lots of little places to shop at around the courthouse square area. And it actually happens to be a spur of a National Historic Road. And they had a car show here today, so there's going to be lots of people around. Let's see here. Take you just for a little tour around downtown Main Street, Greenville, Illinois. There's a cool Shelby Mustang. One of the participants of the car show, I take it. My in-laws live in Greenville, Illinois, so I know a little bit about it. It's a neat place to visit when around the Christmas season, the holiday season. Normally I would drive this way, but there's a big military truck in my way. Up here is an old gas station, though. We can drive by. So if you get a chance, visit downtown Greenville, Illinois. It's a neat place to come visit. Greenville also has a lot of murals, kind of like Cuba and some of the other towns on Route 66. Greenville has its own sense of pride when it comes to murals. Okay, we're back on Old Illinois 127. We'll be making our descent north out of town of Greenville, and our next stop will be another bridge, and then after that will be the Cobblestone Road. Okay, so just up ahead we have the Cobblestone Road section of our visit along Old Illinois 127, and right past this guardrail is the bridge, and I'll have to go around to the other side to get you a closer look at that. Well, I hope you're enjoying the video so far. Our next little shot here will be the next bridge, the second bridge I have to show you. And this one's very reminiscent of another Route 66 bridge. I can't quite remember where it's at, but I know it's in Illinois. It is closed off. You still can drive across it, but they have a road closed sign on it. This particular bridge, though, is closed off, and you cannot get through. Got a steel guardrail on one side and these dirt berms. But I had to wade through a lot of poison ivy and stickers to get onto this bridge. So I hope you enjoy it. Let's take a closer look. And then I'll have to stop and pick all the stickers out of my socks. Alright, coming up around the bend here. This doesn't look like much because it's all asphalt chip and sealed. But we're going to see the curb and gutter portion with the cobblestone section of Old Illinois 127. And here you are. Beautiful, superb example of cobblestone road with concrete curbing and guttering. Just a neat section here. So I'll try to take my time. This is really a busy road, actually. It doesn't look like it is, but it is. There's cars whizzing up and down this thing all the time. So I'll take a few pictures and try to go as slow as I can so you can take it all in here. I'm actually traveling north. I'm north of Greenville, and this is not too terribly far from Route 66. From this point right here, you're about 22 miles from Route 66 at Hamel. I'm west of Hamel, Illinois. I'm sorry, not west. I'm east of Hamel, Illinois. That's the end of that. From here on out, it's all paved over. Okay, so while I'm driving down the paved section of modern day 127, I just want to recap what we went over. This is the city of Greenville. This is the bridge I showed you just a moment ago. Up here is the cobblestone road, and then we ended up over here on modern day 127. Now next up is the sidewalk portion of old 127, and this is what provoked me to start exploring this road. Lots of little switchbacks and high bank turns, very narrow road. It's a great road for to drive on, and I really suggest people to take and explore it. So here we go, and I hope you enjoy it. To the left of this aggregate pile here is where the road will turn, and then you'll see some segments of the old sidewalk highway right there in front of you. Okay, so immediately off that last section, you'll come into a confluence of the modern 127, and then as soon as you get on 127, you're going to turn right again as you're heading north, and that'll put you on this little dandy of a segment of 127, the historic version. I hope you're enjoying this video so far. I'll go ahead and take you for a cruise down this section of Sidewalk Highway. I'm not sure of the dating on this yet. I haven't done a whole lot of research on the road. If I get a chance to do some research, I'll provide details on the road in this video. But this is really a beautiful, pristine section of concrete road. It's got some higher banks. It's hard for you to tell in the video, but this is banked up. I'm not sure what the speed would have been of vehicles for the time period using it, but I would imagine 45, maybe 50 miles an hour. It goes through some wooded sections, and there's some culverts. We just passed one right now, actually. And as you can see up here ahead, there's a stop sign. Well, that's another confluence of modern day 127. You can see the sign off to the right. It says Old Highway 127. This next section here is just goes for a brief moment, and then again it zigzags and crosses back over 127 again. Just a really cool road. You can imagine driving this back in the 20s. You'd be about the only thing back here besides cattle and maybe some crops. So here we are again, and we'll cross over, and there's some more high banked areas, and then we'll continue north on Old Illinois 127. Okay, so we're crossing the modern 127 yet again. This is another really short stint of the old Sidewalk highway. It's probably only not even 1/10 of a mile long. There's a neat little culvert here off to my left, you'll see it. And again, this section of road's in good shape. There's no trespassing signs or anything, so you're encouraged to drive it, enjoy it, have fun with it. Here we are again. What a twisty, turny road this was. I mean, it just back and forth, back and forth. Just driving through the countryside, you're putting a lot of miles on your car, but you're really not getting too far. But that's how they did it back then, and they weren't in such a hurry. So again, we're going to come to the end of the road here, and I believe this is pretty much the end of what you'll find as Sidewalk Highway. There might be a few more stranded areas or stranded segments. I know there's some grades off to the north here showing where the road used to go, but in fact the road, I believe, yeah, according to my maps and stuff, used to go off towards that cutout in the trees there, right there at your screen. That's where the road used to go. But I don't believe there's any concrete over there. We'll go find out here in just a second. Okay, so here we are. We're going to check out Alpine Road, which was part of the alignment of Old 127. And there is what looks like there might be some concrete underneath here, although it's heavily deteriorated. It is showing some expansion joints, but I couldn't be 100% for certain. But this is the alignment, at least. And the road banks off to the right here where these trees are at. Okay, I'm heading back towards 127, but I just stumbled on something that confirms my suspicions. And if you look closely here, you'll see my shadow, actually my hand, right through here is a joint of the edge of the old highway. And if you're going to be a road geek, that's the kind of things you got to be looking for. So you see, this is a section of the Sidewalk highway, and it's actually banked and heading to the right or the driver's side door of my truck, and it keeps turning along with these trees here and then picks back up right about where that white car is right now. So I'm not sure if we're going to find more segments of Old 127, but I'm going to try. I've not been this far north before, beyond this point. So beyond this point here is the furthest north I've gone. Anything else that you see in this video from here on out is going to be something new that I have not seen. So let's go explore it together. I hope you're enjoying this video I've put on for you for Old Illinois 127. I just want to take a second and go over everything that we've seen so far. I started here on Old Illinois 127 just south of Greenville. I continued north through the town square of Greenville. We saw the old bridge, we hit the Cobblestone brick road, and the last thing we saw was the small sidewalk highway that zigzags back and forth through modern day 127. And here we are right here. We're facing north, and we're going to continue our journey up towards Litchfield and Route 66. We continue north to Donaldson. There's a couple cool things there. We go further north yet to Taylor Springs and Hillsboro. Hillsboro is a neat little town with all sorts of activity going on. From this point here, we'll travel west out of town. There's a small segment here that we think may have been Illinois 127, but it's hard to define at this point. And if you want to go to Litchfield, you'll just continue west on 16. Now, 127 does continue north through the town of Butler towards Route 66. And I'll show you that here in just a second. We'll hit the town of Raymond. That is the last town on the stop. From here on out, we'll go left and head west to the later alignment of Route 66 and Zanesville. So I hope you enjoy the segment in the video, and we'll get back to the footage. North of Donaldson, Illinois on Old 127, and I stumbled on this little gem. I had my super keen road geek senses going, and just out of the corner of my eye I caught this beauty, and I thought it was a culvert, but then upon further investigation I find out that it's more of a bridge. And what a great little bridge. I would have never expected this to be here. And there's some itchweed and some poison ivy, which I'm not fond of either, but for the sake of entertainment I'll take you guys in anyway. See what we got here. So just a neat little bridge, and you can see here that's where I was at coming. That's actually southbound, that's northbound. So this bridge angles way off to the west of the road, and unfortunately one of the problems with exploring during the summertime or springtime is that all the vegetation really keeps you from seeing what's out there, so you have a hard time finding new alignments and seeing new things unless you already know they're there. Sometimes satellite imagery will help you find some stuff, because any of the good satellite imagery is from the winter or fall. But I was real lucky to find this. Just a really cool segment of Old 127, a neat old bridge, and there you can see possibly where a plaque was at. There's some kind of mounting bolts there, possibly either that or they're clearance markers. So anyway, we'll go ahead and continue on north, and up ahead is town square. Hillsboro, if you come through on a weekend, has got a lot of stuff going on. They got a lot of young people. They've got a really big movie theater, old-time movie theater, which draws a big crowd, and it's just a really neat historic place to go to. The movie theater, I believe, is just up ahead, straight ahead of us, and it's called the Orpheum, and it's not quite sunset out, but the lights are going, and each letter lights up sequentially, O-R-P-H-E-U-M, and you can see Main Street is busy. Again, this is Hillsboro, Missouri, or not Missouri, Hillsboro, Illinois, and this gives you a good look of old Americana, the nostalgic sections of what every small town in the United States used to be like. Get you a good look at the movie theater there. If you come here on the weekend, which today actually happens to be a Saturday, in the evening you'll just see kids, younger folks running all over the place. So I'll go ahead and take off here, and we'll keep heading north. Alright everybody, we are reaching the final extent of Illinois 127. I've noticed here on my map that 127 sort of bypasses Raymond. We're coming into the city limits now, and then it actually does tie back in with Route 66 up at Interstate 55, and so that's a way you could access this road if you're coming south on 55. But most of the cool stuff that you see on 127 is more located around Greenville, Illinois. Here's a pretty cool old viaduct and a silo off to your right-hand side. This is a railroad viaduct, looks like a pier. We're coming into the city of Raymond. I don't see any dates on this bridge here. Looks plenty old enough though. But so there's a junction up here. We would turn left and go west to get out to Interstate 55. And if you stayed to the right, you would go through the town of Raymond and probably see some cool old town stuff. But so anyway, I'm going to turn around here. Just to recap, most of the cool old stuff we found was near Greenville, Illinois. But this is what exploring old roads is all about. You never know what you're going to see. Just like today, I found that little bridge I'd never seen before. I thought that was pretty intriguing. So just get out there and explore and see what you can find. And the more you do it, the more in tune your brain and your senses will become to finding these old roads. And it's not just Route 66. It's all of your old highways, and not just the old U.S. highways either. Some of the old state highways are just as cool as anything else. So these highways are all over the world. They're not just the United States. I've even been to Jamaica and seen old roads I would love to travel and explore. So get out there, explore the old roads, take your time. If you want to do it the most efficient way, use a satellite driven device like a computer or GPS or something. And even better, bring your kids out there too, because they love this stuff, and they're the ones ultimately that are going to be passing down history to everybody else. So I'm Roman Rich. I hope you enjoyed the video here today, and I'll see you next time.